Hi guys, it's Machaela and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got my pregnancy update for weeks 17 through 20. It has been an exciting month. We found out the gender. We are so excited. But anyway, I will leave that linked in the description below in case you missed it. We are having a boy, so we are super excited to be able to be having our son in the family. Now let's just go ahead and get into everything, kind of starting at week 17 and working our way up through week 20. My heartburn did kick in at week 17. It hasn't been too painful yet. It's just been consistent, and it's usually like either right before bed or sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and have to take some Tums. Speaking of Tums, I'm having the weirdest craving for Tums, and I don't know if it's just Tums or if it's tart. I kind of think it's more tart because Tums does have a very tart taste to it. I've also been craving things like sour gummy worms, anything more just on the tart side. Like I'm liking blackberry cobbler right now because it is more tart, which is not something I had in my previous pregnancies with my girls, and it's a new one. I did crave sour gummy worms with, I believe, my first, but this time I'm craving them for a different reason, and I don't know what it is. I mean, it's tart is one of those things where I don't necessarily love outside of pregnancy, but I don't exactly hate either. It's kind of like one of those things where I can take it or leave it, and now I'm like, I want the tart, I'm wanting the salty. So those both for me line up with the boy. I don't really know what tart lines up with, but because it's so different, I just kind of associated it with the boy. So we were right in terms of just because this pregnancy being so different that we are having a little boy, so we're excited, and I can't wait for that. Around week 17 to 18-ish, my husband did feel the baby move for the first time. We were laying down on the couch, we were around a bunch of family, and Marty's elbow was kind of laying down on my belly, and next thing he knows, he's feeling like a kicking motion. I'm like, Marty, do you feel that? And he's like, yeah, are you breathing? I'm like, no, that's the baby. And he's like, wait, that's the baby? And then he felt it again a couple of times. Right now, it is hit and miss as to whether or not you feel baby move. I believe my oldest has felt baby move a couple of times. I felt baby kick her. However, she didn't quite know what it was. I mean, I think she's at an age now where I can kind of explain it to her as we progress more in the pregnancy. So it is very hit and miss as to whether or not we can feel the baby move on the outside, because of course baby doesn't really want to move when you want him to, or wants to get out of the way when they're feeling the hand there. It's a stubborn thing, I think. But yes, it can happen. It's just not necessarily consistent yet. I did start to deal with some hemorrhaging, which is not fun. It hasn't gotten too bad yet, but I am at that stage where the hemorrhaging is starting, and I'm sure it'll just get worse as time goes on. Something else I've noticed, and I haven't noticed this for a while, not since I think really before and just as I was finding out I was pregnant, but my boobs have gotten increasingly bigger and increasingly more full and more painful. That's one of those symptoms that kind of comes and goes for me. But I've noticed like this last month, and I'm like, man, they're more painful than they have been, because like it started off more in the beginning of the pregnancy, then it died off completely, and then like the last 3-4 weeks or so, it's really been painful, and it's been like I've noticed a significant change in them. So that's definitely been something that's that was kind of a bigger symptom. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and walk you through some of the details of like the anatomy scan and what happened. Everything for the most part looks normal. It doesn't seem like anything's wrong. My doctor hasn't called me, so it looks like everything's doing fine. However, when we got to the anatomy scan, they did let my mom come with me, so she got to see the baby. However, the baby was being so stubborn, and the ultrasound tech looked at me like, your baby is not moving, and they had a really, really hard time getting all the imaging that they needed. It took them a while, because the baby was in one position but wouldn't stop moving. They were able to get the gender. However, the picture they got wasn't as clear as we would have liked it to be, but there's no doubt behind it. We are definitely having a boy. They saw everything they needed to see to confirm it, so I'm not even worried about that. But they just had a really, really hard time getting the imaging, and I told them, I'm like, this baby hasn't stopped moving since I was 8 weeks along, since I started feeling the baby, and I'm like, I felt the baby at 8 weeks, and they're looking at me like, wait, really? I'm like, yeah, this baby will not stop. I keep feeling this baby like crazy. So I always get those, like, not weird stares, but they're those, like, kind of stares for, like, wait, did you really feel the baby move? And the answer is yes, I've been feeling the baby move since I was 8 weeks pregnant. I didn't believe it at first until it kept happening. Take into account that this is my third pregnancy. I know what we're going through. I've been through this before, so nothing out of the ordinary. I know what to look for, and with my past pregnancies, I did feel the baby move by the end of the first trimester. I don't know if it's something linked to being petite, or if it's just the way my body is and the way I carry. But it is just, it happens, and for me, that was another indicator that we were possibly having a boy, because even though I feel my pregnancy is typically early, I felt this baby ridiculously early, which was awesome. And at some point I'd like to do a video kind of explaining that, because if you've been following my pregnancy journey, you'll realize that I've had some complications with some bleeding and some hemorrhaging and things like that. And the fact that the Lord has allowed me to feel the baby move so early, for me, I think was his way of telling me that everything's okay, even though I'm experiencing things that did not seem okay. So if you'd like to see a video kind of for me, like my experience with feeling the baby move and then going through what I went through in the pregnancy, please let me know. I am kind of thinking about doing a video on that. So yeah, it's been a journey, and we're excited, and I cannot wait to just continue on this journey. And we're halfway through already. We're looking at the second half of my pregnancy, and things are happening, and it's exciting, and I can't believe we're here. But let me go ahead and do a bump shot real quick, and then I'll close out the video. But before we do a bump shot, I just wanted to show you a quick picture from our last scan. This is just his head, and well, just so precious. There's life right there just underneath the skin, and it's so, so beautiful. Alright, here is a bump shot. Here's my side view. My bump is getting significantly bigger. Here's a front view, and here is my other side view. As you can tell, that bump is very prominent. I can kind of see where the belly's sticking out more, especially right here, like that line that here's my body, and then here's the rest of the bump. So yeah. And well, that's the update. There's life inside of me. It's so beautiful. It's so amazing what God can do inside of a woman's body. I absolutely love it, and I'm excited. And thank you for going on this journey with me. I will link my pregnancy updates playlist below in case you are wanting to catch up on my journey. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I do videos focusing on beauty and lifestyle, and I am currently pregnant. And I would love to have you here, so I will see you in the next video. God bless, and bye guys.